how long do you hold your swing trade? I will say it varies. It is good in average. Some people do 3 days, but I will say it varies. It's from stocks to stocks. So it's good when you are buying a stocks as a swing trader to just take a look at the stocks you are analyzing to see how many straight green bars they have. By green bars is the bar that is increasing the price, and the red bar are the bar that are decreasing the price. So it's when people are selling a lot and therefore the price is going down, because when you have a lot of people selling the same thing, the competition will drive the price down. But when many people are buying the same thing and very few are selling, the demand will drive the price up. So the green bar on my chart are many people buying, and the red bar are many people selling. So the green bar on this, for instance, I have 3 days here. So if I'm buying and I'm wondering for how long I will hold it, I could just look at the previous green bars, and I have 3 days, and then I have 4 days, and here I have 1 day. So you'll notice that when the trend ended and a new trend started, during the transition, I have days that I have just 2 green bars, days that I only have 1, and then they pull back for 2 days, and then I have 1, and then they pull back for 1 day, and then I have 1 green day, then I have multiple green red bars before I have 1 green, and so forth. So the red bar is it open at the top and close at the bottom of the body, and the green bar means it open at the bottom of the body and close at the top of the body. So the price at the bottom is lower than the price at the top. The price is on the Y. So the price, when I put my mouth, you can look at the margin, the red margin, you will see the price at the bottom will be lower than the price at the top. So that will make that bar green. So let me make a little bit small here, and you can see that I have a trend. The trend, I'm trading up trend line. So the trend ended when I start noticing lower highs. So you can see that this high here, it went up, pulled back down, went up, and then pulled back. So this is a high here, and this high is lower than this high, or this peak is lower than this peak. Therefore I'm off trend. The price is now on the existing, that previous trend line anymore. But then I have those transition where you can find shorter trend line as well, and then it pull back, and I have a type of downtrend when it fell off of that trend line as well before it started a new trend line. So on this new existing trend line that I'm trading on, I noticed that 3 days it will pull back, 3 days it will pull back. So when I'm buying, I had to take that into consideration. So now let's get closer. So I could have purchased at this green bar, and I didn't. It could have something to do with the earning date. So I will go back to my spreadsheet and I will look at the earning dates. No, the earning date is 2/27. So technically I could have purchased it on Thursday. Was it Thursday? No, it 2/1, and I didn't, and I'm not sure why. Or maybe I placed an order for it, but it didn't go through. So, but because I sold it and then it pulled back, so I sold it pretty much before it continued to going up that day. And then that's why, because I tend to put that bar right above it, so it must be somewhere here, and then I sold it, but it continued to hit a high there and then pull back. So I traced my line for the resistance, and then I have 2 days in already. So I don't know if it's going to do 3 days, but I'm seeing the week and I'm seeing the tail. So I don't know how it's going to do on Monday, but I'm expecting that to exceed this resistant line and then pulling back. So I don't know if it will be able to reach a new green and pull back to reach the trend line enough during the week for us to get in, but I'm going to keep an eye on it. Hey, how long to hold your swing trade? You can see that for some of them I held it for 2 days. I purchased at the first green, the next green I sold it because this was the previous resistant line, and I purchased it closer to the uptrend line, but at that same day it passed that resistant line, and the next day it surpassed that resistant line. So now knowing how it's going to do the following week, it was Thursday and Friday, I just sold it to lock in the profit. And as I look back to see if how many days I can hold this trade, I noticed that it can go 3 days. Here I have 4 days, and that's a new trend line that I'm trading on. The existing one ended when I reached a lower high compared to the previous one. Therefore, a new trend line started, in my opinion. And on this new trend line, I have 1 day, and then it pulled back, and I bought it on that first day, and I held on to it until the 4th day, and I sold it. So, and then it pulled back. So pretty much it went up for 2 days, for 3. It pulled back, went up, and then pulled back again for 2 days, and then start going up again. We purchased it again, and after the second day I just sold it because I don't know over the weekend and Monday if it's going to continue to go. Another indication that I have as well was the high. It reached a highest peak as well, so I just sold it and lock it in. But again, how long do you hold a swing trade? You just have to look at it. Will vary from days to weeks depending on the goal you set. So your earning goal, your profit goal will play a role as well. Your profit goal you might reach that target first, or if the previous resistance is breached already, you might take that into consideration. But more importantly, you can look at the trend you are trading on to see how many straight green days do you have before there will be a pullback or a consolidation, and then base your assumption on that as well. And you can pay attention to the bar as well. So, and on this, I just felt it was just good for me to lock it in because when I bought it, it pulled right back the next day, and then went back up the following day and pulled back again for 2 days before. So I was able to sell it because when it pulled back at a higher price, and I sold it for a profit compared to where I bought it. And then I went back in a day or 2 days later from that to here, and then got back out of it the next day, Thursday and Friday. Bought it on Thursday, sold it on Friday, when this one was on the 25th of January and this one is on the 30th of January. So that's that. So yeah, we'll see how it's going to do. It's going to pull back, and when it starts going up, we will buy it. So I'm going to highlight it on the sheet. And that's pretty much what I'm going to do to go through the list that we have. And for this one, I set some goal here. 2,000 per trade is how much I want to spend. When I say, okay, I want about 20 lists of stocks to just trade over and over and over, I say, okay, so how many? Before I was more thinking about if I want to reach $100 profit, how many shares should I buy? So there is multiple ways to do it. And then by looking at where you are going to buy, the price related to that area, and looking at the next resistant line, which I was targeting. That's why I kept waiting. And when it reached it, I sold it. You will calculate the profit between the two, and then you'll say, okay, and if you do not have any resistant line to work with, you can say that, okay, so what about the previous low and high, and use that as a guidelines to see the distance between, if you want to use that as a guideline for what will happen next. And then based on that, say, okay, if this amount is the profit per share, how many shares do I need to buy to have $100 profit? And then how many that share is, using estimated price at what I'm trying to buy, because I'll do that before the day that I will buy. The price will be different, but that's just an estimate. I will say, okay, how much is going to cost me? And I have tried that option as well, and it works. So now I'm changing the strategy. You can see I estimated the buy price and how much what I'm going to sell it. It's $4 a profit. How many shares I need to buy to make $100, and that will be taking the 100 divided by 4 will give me that. And then I will say, okay, so if I'm going to buy $25 share at this price, how much is going to cost me? And when I'm entering the number of shares to buy, I will keep an eye on, I will work with that. But this time, when I'm saying, you know what, I just need to have 20 shares that I'll just keep trading over and over, at least for the month of February, and see how it works out. I said, okay, to simplify the things, how much am I going to spend on each one of them? So I said, okay, if I'm working with $40,000 on $40,000 cash available to trade with, and stocks to trade, I have 20. So now that I'm going to buy 20 every day, but I have money for all of them, so that when one is at the right spot, all my money are not in this and are not already traded. So then I take that 40 divided by 20, it gave me 2,000. So buying something for 2,000, I want to lower my profit target as well. From 100, I change it to 50. But then when I was selling things on Friday, I see, you know what, that 50 could be still high for $2,000 amount per trade. So I went with 25. So when the minimum is 25, I can just log out. I can just sell it, unless I have reason to believe that there is a resistant line that the price is going to reach before it start pulling. So I can wait to reach that resistant line. So that's with that assumption that when I bought it, I sold it the next day. So we can take a look at it to see how much profit we made on that one. And 74.93, but it was on the second, so it was, yeah, so we made $25 profit when we bought it on the 1st of February and sold on the 2nd. We made $25 profit on it. But then but because we bought it before and sold it before, when I was targeting $50 or so of profit, or going from there to this resistant line, we made $49 or so profit on that. But on this, in this area, I was aiming $25 and I was okay with it, and I just got out of it. So how long you want to hold the trade could take into consideration your minimum target profit that you are aiming, and how many straight green day bars that the trend you are trading on tends to have. Based on that assumption, and the next resistant line ahead as well, if you are most likely to, if the price is most likely to hit that resistant line before it pull back, then you can aim for it and wait for the number of days it can take you there. And as you can see, I have one red bar between it before it hit that resistance line. I didn't have a straight multiple days of green bar, so I waited longer going through those pullback between. So and as you can see, even though I have 4 days, 3 days, I have 1 day of green bar between, and then I have 1 day of green bar, 1 day of green bar, and then I have 2 days of green bar. So there is not a one set things of it. It's just, it can vary from stocks that you are trading, you are analyzing the chart for. It can vary based on where your position on the trend line that you are on as well. And let me see, I'm not sure what is going on here, but oh yeah, I see what is going on here. Let me BLDR, let's do it again. And hold on, let me go back to let me just write something, and then I'll put that one back again. Okay, so now let's do BLDR. Okay, so the trend line you are trading on, and where you are at the trend line. When you are close to the end of the trend line, the price, the number of days of green bar could vary as well. On this trend line, for instance, we have 1, 2, 3 green day, and then we have 1 during the pullback, and we have 1, and then we have 1, it consolidated here to this area, and then we have 1 green bar. So you can see that even though it has it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days of green bar. We are using daily chart here, and then you have 1 day, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to vary, and if you are close to the end of the trend, or you are at the beginning of the trend, the is going to vary as well. So another trend started when we have a lower high compared to the previous one. So we started a new trend, and on that new trend, the number of straight green days varies as well. So there is now a specific number of days you can hold your swing trade. It will depend on your profit targets, and in this instance I was targeting $50 profits, but more importantly, I was targeting the next resistance line as well. So when I bought it, it didn't end up having straight green days. It was pulling back and then going up, pulling back, but then when you hit that resistance line, I sold it, because I know that for sure it could pull back if it does not continue, because we are still, the new trend started. So there's those type of sure things going on. So it varies, and you can hold it for, you can end up having multiple days, and we can try another one, because I do not put a stop loss. When there is a pullback, I just wait until it goes back up again, and then when I have a profit, I sell. If the price just went down, I will just hold on to it. You can see from the account that I have a lot of green, a lot of red. red is unrealized losses from those dividend stocks. So I can hold on to the stocks until it's profitable, and then I can sell it. I don't have problem with that. For that reason, I do not put a stop loss. So, but it's not how traders usually do. They put a stop loss. If it goes down, they'll sell it at a loss to minimize their loss and use that money to buy something else. I just hold on to it. And as you can see on this, a new trend line, we are on a new trend line when the resistant line or the peak is lower than the previous one. So a new trend started, but then when I purchased it on the second green day, I held it for 3 green days, and the fourth one it started pulling back and I sold it. So the number of days that I held my stocks while I'm swing trading varies. It's not a set rule that I have. I can buy and sell it the next day, like in BLDR instance. Buy it on the first, sell it on the second, or I can buy it like in AMGN instance. I can buy it and held it through 3, in fact 1, 2, 3, 4 green days. It went past the previous resistance line, and the following day when it starts going down, I sold it. So, and that is a strategy too. Some people sell it while it's going up. Some people sell it as soon as it starts going down. Some people sell a fraction while it's going up and sell a fraction when it starts going down. I don't have a really set rule for that. Sometimes I sell it while it's going up, and sometimes I sell it at the first sign of red bar. I will sell it when I know that I have a good, I have, a profit in it. And we can take a look at this to see what profit was made out of there. And technically, I could have purchased it again and sold it, but I didn't. So we are going to, because it started pulling back down now, we are going to add it to our list, but it has earning coming, and we can see what profit we made out of this one. We made over $100 profits with it. So it could depend on how many shares we purchase as well, because at that point I was working with targeting $100 profits. Therefore, the number of shares that I would purchase from $299 from 300 to, I was aiming $310. $10 difference. I will need 10 shares or so, but we can go back again and we purchased it on the 18th. In fact, we purchased 25 shares and we sold it on the 23rd for $120. So you can see that the number of share purchases 25 shares and for 7,000. So working with 2,000 per trade, the profit to target will be different. So yeah, that's, then how long do you hold your swing trade will vary from stocks to stocks, and from where you are on the trend line that you are trading on as well. Whether you are heading toward the end of the trend line, or whether you are well in the middle of it or you are at the beginning of it, the reaction of the price of that stocks could be different as well. And as you can see, we have 2 days, and then they pull back 2 days, and then they pull back 2 days, and then they pull back, and then we have 3 days, and then they pull back, and then 1 day, and then they pull back, and it fell off of that trend to start a new one by reaching a lower high. So when you are heading toward the end of the trend, the price can react differently and compared to in the middle of the trend. And then when we start a new trend, it very quickly it start giving us 4 days of 3 green bars, for instance. So we call one, but we were out of it at the second one. So, but yeah, and yeah, that's that. So thank you so much for watching. We share different ways you can make money and different ways you can save money to reach your financial independence, and where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And by trading stocks is one way to create a stream of income, one way to make money. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Afiavi Liberman, Cross of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel and ninasoup.com, our blog. We thank you very much for watching our videos. Thank you very much for all your comments, and we thank you very much you all that subscribe to our channel. Thank you.